So when where you have the word pulp written, what structure is sitting there? What is that structure? You think about the anatomy, what's the structure where the word pulp is written?
I think this structure is not intermittent.
Okay, so I can see you're thinking ahead and you're starting to work out the differentials. At the moment, I think we've got some anatomy issues here. So let's sort out the anatomy issues. So where it's written pulp, what's the structure there?
I think it has some root that provide a root to the tooth, but there's some kind of
Okay. So I'm just interested. So we know that there's a nerve supply. We know that there's the structure of the tooth. We're trying to talk about where the infections are in the tooth. I'm wondering if we need a diagram where we can put all that together clearly. Okay? So that's why I'm asking where Tuan has written the word pulp. Can you see where he's written it? Have a look at the diagram. Look at the diagram.
You mean inside the tooth or outside the tooth?
Here, the outside the tooth. It's the gum here.
Aha, okay.
Right here, and
See,
it's
I'm
becomes swelling.
Aha. He's saying it's in the gum. Can you write the word gum show on the so we have gum around the tooth. But there's a word there that's pulp. What is the pulp?
The pulp is the soft tissue inside the inside.
So can we do another diagram underneath, and let's just do a structure of a tooth. Does everybody agree?
I think so.
Yeah.
In the central of the nerve, the tooth, there's the ending of the nerve. Yes, the ending of the nerve and vascular. Yeah.
So you've got vertex to there. Yeah. That's interesting. So Nu's telling us that so together you have both constructed an anatomy diagram. Okay. So what I'm seeing is we've got the shape of a tooth. That's what a tooth looks like. Everyone agrees. And we've got some pulp inside the tooth. Everyone agrees. And nu is saying there are nerves and blood vessels that come into the root of the tooth. Okay. So we were talking about infection and all the places we can have infection. So can we use the red, if we use the red pen on top, can we just where the infections were that we've already got? We've got one at the root of the tooth, and infection.
And I think infection is caused in the gap between the tooth and the gum. Yes, and if the bacteria can enter to this gap, yes, go to the tissue under the gum and can cause the inflammation, can cause concentrate the leukocyte, and cause the infection. Yes.
So Tuan, that's what you were drawing?
Yes.
So one of our, that's a different hypothesis, isn't it? What's the hypothesis there? We have, so when we come to abscess, where can the abscesses be? So you suggested in the gum abscess, gum, and then root of tooth.
Root, abscess in gum, root of tooth.
I think his maybe has got periodontitis.
Okay, so we have another hypothesis. What made you say that?
He had a strong inflammation and effects on home and holistic, I think so.
So that's another hypothesis. Can you say what you said?
Periodontal disease.
It's a hypothesis. One of the one Can you write it all together? Thanks, Nu, you did a good job. And is that what Nu was explaining? Show us on the diagram.
The bronchitis inflammation. I think I'm not a dentist. I think he is inflammation of tongue and gum. It's also
So I can see that you're pointing to the soft tissues around the tooth. Yeah. Okay, that's great. All right. So, is everyone happy that we've got a really good picture now of the anatomy of the tooth? Is there any other area in the tooth that can be affected to cause pain on our diagram? If you look at our diagram, are there any other structures in the tooth where there might be pain? Think about when you have had toothache. Have you had toothache? Yes. What was the cause?
He has a dental caries.
Okay, so where does caries? Tell us about caries.
Caries is a type of infection on the enamel of the tooth, and it can, if the infection is serious enough, it can get to inside the tongue and causing further infection at the root of the tooth.
You mentioned enamel. Whereabouts in the tooth is the enamel? Can you draw the enamel on our picture?
the heart outside of the tooth is nothing. I remember correctly.
Cement.
So enamel or cement, is that what you're saying? It's the same thing? Cement and enamel is the same thing? So now we have a lot of hypotheses. We have a wonderful picture of the tooth on the board. Does anyone want to improve the picture of the tooth, or we're happy with it at the moment? Okay. And what I see that you've done is we've got a number of places where there can be infection. And have we drawn where all of our hypotheses might affect that in that diagram? Can we get so if we look at we've done abscess, where would the fracture be? Where's the fracture? Can you tell me about dental fracture? Why would we have a fracture? So on the diagram where we might have a fracture. Just put a fracture in it. Yeah. Wow. Hey, if someone had a fracture like that, what would the symptom be?
Bad loss, we have infection go to the food.
Infection from the food?
Yes. It infects to the roots and nerves.
So wow, we've got a lot of ways in which the infection can get to the root. Caries, periodontal, fracture. Wow. God, dentist job's getting hard now. Okay. Fantastic work. So let's think about our hypotheses. How would we, if we were asked to look at the tooth, who would the dentist, what kinds of things? So we've asked him about symptoms, so someone has pulp with there, what does that mean? And then there's chewing. So why would, with those different things, which ones would hurt with chewing and which ones wouldn't?
Which part of the tooth?
Well, so we have, sorry, you're not understanding my question. That's good. Thanks for saying. Please do say. Okay, so what we have here, we've got this wonderful diagram, and on the diagram we've got a number of our pathologies. We've put all of our pathologies, I think, except one. Okay? Yeah. Which is the wisdom tooth. We haven't got the wisdom tooth picture there. But so now we need to go, well, how are we going to tell between these? How are we going to differentiate? How are we going to tell? So what else, what information will tell us if it's abscess, or if it's fracture, or if it's sinus referred? What symptoms, what kinds of signs and symptoms will just help us sort out which of those might be more likely? What do you think? Let me know. Have a discussion.
I think if we had a fracture of the tooth, then there must be some bigger incident that causing the tooth to broken, to break. Trauma. Yes, like some trauma or injury.
So you mean the past history, right? The past
history.
And when we touch the teeth, yes, is
So I heard you say two things there. One was, you said the pain is constant. How will you find out from the patient if the pain is constant? How will you find out the nature of, what will you do to find out the nature of the pain? What will you ask the patient?
take the patient.
We ask patient to describe his pain.
The nature of, yeah. So what kinds of, so we say describe your pain. He says, well, it comes and goes. That's what we said, intermittent. It comes and then intermittent. Are there other questions we want to ask about pain? Think of a pain history where we say,
I think we would like to know the situation to appear pain. Appearance.
situation in which pain occurs. What is the situation? What kinds of situations do you think?
The radiation. Yes, the direct radiation of pain.
Ah, does the pain radiate?
Yes, radiate.
Does the pain radiate? The situation when you get pain. What are you doing when you get pain?
When we tube, so forth.
What's the situation? There's something else you said. I can't really remember. It doesn't matter. It'll come up again. I can't remember what you said. The one was that you said the pain was constant. Oh, the other was the chewing. Yeah, that's good. We've covered that. Yeah. So, I know what it was. So you're asking him questions. Is there anything else as a dentist you can do? What are you going to do? I think you said you were going to tap the tooth. You said you would. I think that's what you said. Touch the tooth.
When I touch the tooth, this fracture,
Unstable.
Wobbles. Loose, we say. Is the tooth loose? Tooth decay. Yeah. So are you going to ask him if he's got tooth decay, or are you going to have a look to see if he's tooth decay? You ask, and then so has he got tooth decay? This one.
I think maybe sometimes we have the sensation with the food. Because with the, like when I eat the turner, so the teeth will cause a little that sound.
So we had sensitivity to temperature, but sensitivity for foods. Yeah. Sensitivity.
Hypersensitive.
That's a great word. Okay, so look, we've got this great diagram. We've got lots of different ways in which we look at infection and pain. We know that the pain's because the tooth, you've drawn it, the tooth has a nerve supply and a blood supply. We've got lots of hypotheses, we've got lots of questions that we want to ask in this case. What do we think is the most likely hypothesis at the moment? Which one would you be putting your money on?
I think it's dental care because it's very common.
So dental caries is common.
Yeah.
So you put a star on dental. We think dental caries is likely.
So we add up more or
Yeah, so we had caries somewhere. Yeah. Okay. So we think dental caries. What else do you think fits this picture? Think about what he's saying. The toothache is intermittent. It happens now and then. What does that suggest to you might be a likely cause? You have a bit of pain and then it goes away. You have a bit of pain and it goes away. Speak out loud.
Intermittent.
Yes. So which hypothesis fits with that? What do you think? What do you think? Which hypothesis do you think fits with that?
Necessary can also have usually works like that.
What about the others? Which of the others do you think fits with it? Hurting sometimes and not other times.
I think sometimes if you could add a symbol when eating, and after that, silence.
So which hypothesis is fit for the intermittent pain?
I think so. If the food contact with the teeth, with the tooth.
Which hypothesis is fitted? Which hypothesis on the board is you think is suitable for the intermittent pain?
If you would find it easier to clarify in Vietnamese, that is fine with me. Okay.
Ý cô là cái giải thích nào được đặt ra phù hợp với cái đầu đó.
So which one of those hypotheses? But which infection? Which infection?
This patient here has two characteristics. The first is intermittent pain, and the second is it's not too bad. So we are fighting that. And when we have this is looking at the inflammation, and the inflammation is shallow. It's about on outer layer.
Outer layer. So yours, that's the caries. You don't think it's in the blood from the... All right. So everyone thinks it's the caries is most likely with the picture we have now. Okay. I'll just do a time out here. You might think that I'm really pushing this, and you might think, well, we've still got a lot more pages to go. Okay? We have a lot more pages to go. But what I need to tell you, this is time out, and this is for you as tutors, the first page, you spend the longest time on it. In some PBL tutorials, I spend an hour on the first page. I want to get out as many hypotheses. I want you to think about what else you want to know. I want you to have diagrams of the anatomy on the board, or explanatory physiology, or whatever. I really want you to have really thought it through, and I want you to feel the same sense of uncertainty that you feel when you have a clinical patient with something you haven't seen before. That same sense of uncertainty, okay? So really push the first page. But I'm going to be kind now and let you go on to the next page. So, somebody read it out.
James to see Stephen Trong, who has been this general dental practitioner for the past 26 years. The questioning James revealed that he has been avoiding chewing on the side of the affected tooth. He had not noticed any special problem with hot or cold rings.
Okay, so what's the new information? What's the new information we have here? Perhaps with a different colour pen, someone will put it up.
Not sensitive.
Not
He is not adopted any.
So I think the further information we apply is that he didn't have hypersensitivity on food, and but he had a really painful. He feel really painful when using the affective.
So you mean refine and we refine the sensation of temperature, right?
So he didn't have the hypersensitivity.
Sure, no.
We can write in the key information no sensitivity. So I see that as key information. Just add to that no cold sensitivity. Yeah. Okay. But what he does have, what's the other new piece of information?
He has a serious pain when using the affective.
When you look at because I actually if you pain,
We didn't draw the sign, the picture.
If you want to say Vietnamese, please do. It makes it easier for your conversation.
Thứ nhất là bị đau, cái thứ nhất là rất là đau khi mình dùng cái này bị bệnh đó thì nó chạy cái này.
because the pain, the characteristic of pain is appear when chewing.
So you mean the pain always appear when chewing?
Yes, I think so.
One start.
Looking at your anatomy diagram, thinking about chewing, does that make any hypothesis more or less likely?
Sure. When chewing the pressure, not a pressure, yes, not the pressure on the tooth, yes, and it can affect the tissue under the tooth, the nerve and the inflammation tissue.
So which of our hypotheses is about infection or inflammation in the root of the tooth? Which of our hypotheses is that one?
Yes.
Which one?
Which one?
Yeah.
Say
Inflammation, acute infection. Infection.
So you made a new impression, right?
No. Unsure acute local infection. Yes.
Okay, let's call it local infection at the root of the tooth. Is that what you're saying? I'll try and say it more slowly. You are suggesting that pressure and there's inflammation or infection at the root of the tooth, so it presses. So you're saying there's local infection at the root of the tooth. Yeah, that's the hypothesis that supports. So that infection might be acute, new, just beginning, or even perhaps more long-standing. Do we know?
We based on the information he has only 2 weeks.
So, yeah. Okay. Is there anything else on this page that is relevant? James goes to see Stephen Chan, who has been his general dental practitioner for the past 26 years.
He has a very good dental care because he has a general.
There's a new information for good dental care. Because he's only been once in 26 years.
Dr. Chan examined James' teeth and patient where James saying he experienced pain. The upper first molar on the first side, on the left side, has a large amalgam filling, Dr. Chan explains to James that there may be a decay beneath the feeling and that he would like to remove it to have a look. James agrees. Dr. Chan removes the feeling, but there is no sign of carrying any cavity. Dr. Chan fills the cavity with an antiseptic and analgesic temporary feeling, and asks James to return in 3 to 4 days to see if things have settled down.
A lot of information there. Should we go through it bit by bit? Let's look at the first paragraph. What's new there? What new information do we have there?
The pain in the upper first molar.
Decay beneath the
First paragraph.
Does everybody know what an amalgam filling is? Can someone who knows explain?
I think when we have some caries in the teeth, and then this will push the skin for the cavity. For the cavity.
When we lost the part, lost the sound, we use that area to replace.
Amalgam filling replaces what we've drilled out,
Yeah.
the caries. Okay, we know what it is. Which tooth is that a diagram of? Which tooth? Which tooth?
It says molar.
Which one?
Molar. It has two roots.
The first one.
The first molar. So that's key information. First molar.
Cái diagram sẽ vẽ là cái răng này.
So since you're all first year dental students, how do we name our teeth?
Scissors. Răng có ba
There's a concern. Speak in Vietnamese, and I'd like you to, as a group, sort out what the issue is. So please speak in Vietnamese.
Câu hỏi tiếng Việt câu hỏi là việc là có gọi cái tâm răng đó là những câu trả lời các bạn nghe.
Yeah, okay. In that first paragraph, it gives a specific name for the tooth. If you were dental students, this is an opportunity to go into the naming of teeth. We won't do that today, but it was a question, how do we name the teeth? You know, you go to the dentist and there's a...
How the function? How the special function of the teeth?
So we have the incisor, a function to cut the food. We have the canine, the function to tear the food apart, and the molar, which is the function to grind. So that's why.
Nothing to do with it.
I grind.
But the dentist usually numbering the
If you were dental students, and if it was so this is a step side. If you were dental students and this was a learning issue in here, because I have your learning issues in front of me, if that was a learning issue, I'd be pushing you now to draw the full arch and name them and number them. So they'll probably do that, but we won't do that. Okay, we'll let that go. Okay. Alright, what other important information do we now have about the case, thinking about the rest of the story? What else is important in this page? What other new information do we have? What has happened?
The advice that we has prior dental caries, so and also having feeling
Put the dental notice there are no signs of the COVID.
And he has prior carriage. It already fixed.
Okay.
But it's interesting, isn't it? He removes the filling. You remove the filling.
But the doctor said maybe in the beginning you need other fillings.
Can that happen?
Yes.
So you could have had caries under the fillings.
But there is no sign of issues in the field.
I think the dentist, he think there is infection or maybe the abscess inside the filling. So that he wants to take it out and to take a look.
And what does he do then? What does he do? The last paragraph.
When you nothing. When you need anything, so we refill it with antiseptic and antiseptic.
Why? Why would he put analgesic and antiseptic under the filling?
I think we have the local infection in the root. And when we get off the time, we go to building and here it says no sign in caries because I think food had in the infection in the deep tissue in the root, not in the bad area in the root.
Does everyone agree with Dom? Does everyone agree?
No.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
Let's hear what you have to say.
I think it's just best of the dentist. We want to use the antiseptic and anesthetic temporary filling prevention for the prevention the inflammation after what the filling out. But the object of the dentist we see what is the real cause of the tooth bed. And I think the doctor said until now he don't know the real cause of this tooth bed. I think so.
Yeah. What do people think of that?
I can describe this clearly according to the background. Yes, I understand your idea. Yes, because I think if we draw the machine, the old machine, yes, and it's called a trap, a trap in the top of the teeth, yes, and if we, I think, yes, if take a ratio, then it's, it can affect to the root. It's cause very pain, and because in the mouth there are many bacteria, yes, and can enter to it, and I think it's the reason why the dentist to refill with the antibiotic and analgesics, to prevent from this infection.
That's consistent with that matches what you said.
Yeah, but I think the most important is the doctor said don't know what is the real cause.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Or we don't see anything.
Maybe
in the
I agree with it. So maybe he I don't know where the lesson, but maybe think that lesson is in the cavity, but it's so small, so he don't see it, and he try best to put antiseptic into the cavity, so let the patient several days and then check again.
So we can see a number of reasons, can't we? Sorry, I've lost your name, Tun. That's right. Yeah. So Tun, and knew a number of good reasons to do what he did. the mouth is full of bacteria. Is that true? Yeah. And he doesn't know the cause, but he doesn't want to make it worse, so he puts the analgesic in. This is what the antiseptic and the analgesic in case it has stirred up. Yeah, yeah. So he's basically saying that's not the cause. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's good. All right.
I'm sorry, but I think the last place is correct because he doesn't know, he's not sure.
He's not sure.
So that he just feel the COVID temporary.
That's right.
And he asked for the patient to come back 3 or 4 days.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so but if when the patient is in the quarantine, he has a hypothesis. So that is good. Running through the.
I wonder if he has a similar hypothesis list to us and is eliminating, trying to work out which one it is. Yeah. Let's just try the next page. Oh, sorry, were you going to add something?
I just want to add up some ideas.
Yeah? Do you?
Well, I just want to, because he's not sure.
He's not sure. Right, so he's not sure. Could be, but not sure. Yeah. Good, fantastic. Okay, someone read.
With James, he has no footage, but later that day on a flight to Los Angeles and returned. By the time the plane is cruising altitude of 30,000 feet, and serious destruction, and James takes some panics. James stays in Los Angeles for 3 days and doesn't notice any problem with his tour. But on the return flight, he again has panic with his pilot while instructing and had to hand over to his co-pilot.
This can be relevant to the atmosphere.
Right, with an attitude, with a high attitude.
That's key information. Fu, I remember before you asked the question, what is he doing when the plane gets bad? So he's at high altitude.
High altitude. And he take the medication for the tooth pains. But it's not the normal pain. The severe pain. I think it's very important. So now we take the medication.
I can understand the meeting because this can be changed when he sleep on the line also, and he take some kind of this receive not resolved.
Did everyone hear? So he's at 38,000 feet and he has pain. Then what happens? It goes down to Los Angeles. How many thousand feet is he at Los Angeles? I mean, he's 38,000 feet in his pain. Then he comes down to Los Angeles. What does it say?
He's at the mechanical for 2 days when he stayed in Los Angeles.
And then what happens?
again when we fly back from Los Angeles.
No,
Speak in Vietnamese if
cái
you
cơ
need.
chế là tại sao mà ở trên cao đó, khi mà mình bay trên cao thì nó là đau đến đau.
Oh, I understand. You understand right from your answer. The mechanism when you in the high meters, yeah, it cause pain. You want us to explain the mechanism when high.
About the mechanism, it is when we have the high altitude, the atmosphere pressure will be lower, and if there is any kind of occupying space region, it will be expand over. So and it will compress the other tissue around more. So when we at higher altitude, the region will cause more pain. That's the
So which hypothesis do we think?
So the hypothesis which is suitable is more at the abscess.
What do people think? Sorry? Does that make sense to everybody? Say, speak in Vietnamese and see if you can come to something.
They're not sure of the mechanism, so
Yeah, that's fine. That's because you're learning to be dentist. Your first week of dental school.
I agree with that.
And with this information, and with this explanation,
I think
most likely cause is that there is a mass in this tube, and when it goes right, the pressure goes out and mass large. Trong mắt có cái trường hợp thì mỗi bơm ga khi mà lên cao, khối ga nó sẽ giãn ra khi tăng ga nó xuống trong mắt, nên là những người mà đã bỏ bơm ga hoặc là không phải.
So what kind of what kind of material would expand?
vascular water.
A bubble of gas.
Bubble? Bubble of gas.
Inside the tube.
So he has
No, but no.
cavity, close cavity, and somewhere around some exchange the pressure in it when it gets higher and then it outspans.
What might cause a bubble? What might cause a bubble? So
I think the inflammation fluid,
inflammation fluid.
because when the pressures in the cavity of the wood, the tooth wood, the pressure inside the cavity of the tooth and the surrounding tissue difference. Yes, and when the surrounding tissue difference is the pressure lower than the pressure of the cavity of the tooth, yes, it can leakage the water, the inflammation, the water in the vascular.
Okay, so we're sharing. I'm going to try and wrap things up a little bit now. So just as a tutor, I'm looking at the time and I'm thinking to come to an end here. There's been some good theories put out here. So the theory is that there's some kind of structure. We think an abscess, and there's something about the quality of the abscess that when you go up, it expands and pushes. And when you come down, it's back to normal, doesn't push. It goes up, it expands. And so we don't know why it expands and contracts. We we don't know why. There's a suggestion of a bubble of gas. There's a suggestion of fluid or vascular tissue, okay? So and we say that the most likely hypothesis is an abscess. So I ask you, what is an abscess and how could it get a bubble?
It's because the anaerobic bacteria produce the gas from during the metabolism process.
Look how far we've gone. Okay? Who would have thought that you would be talking about the physics of expansion of gas? The production of gas from bacteria. That you've localized from very small amounts of information, you've localized where you think the most important thing is. But on the way you've learned the anatomy of the tooth and the blood supply. You've learned a number of different diseases. You've learned about referred pain, how sinuses can cause, you've shared a lot of information there. Most of it you agree on. And for a number of people like yourselves to agree on that information, you're probably pretty close to the truth. But there's areas we don't know. So what I would be doing now is pushing you towards what your learning issues are. What are the things you want to know more about? So just quickly, are there things that we've talked about that you think, oh, I need to go and look at that in a book and check what that is? Do you have some learning issues that you're already thinking you might check?
Check X-ray. X-ray.
X-ray.
Oh.
So we know. I really love how you think, Nu. You are a consummate diagnostician. She wants to get diagnosed right now. It's lovely. I love it. X-ray. You've got to do an X-ray. You're quite right. It's terrific. And I think he does X-ray. But now we're being PBL students. It's the end of the tutorial. You need to go away with learning issues. Are any of you curious to find out something after the tutorial? Are there things you want to check? Thinking about yourselves as first year earnest dental students, what kinds of things might you now want to look up? Tooth anatomy?
Nerve and blood supply to the tooth.
Blood supply to the tooth?
Tooth infection including the abscess.
Tooth infection including abscess? Okay, so these are issues. Now we need to turn them into questions. So what kind of question? How would you're going to do a lot of writing now. Okay. We don't have much time, 1 minute. Now you need to turn your learning issues into a question. So as a tutor, I would now say to you, write the question of what you're going to look at in your anatomy book. You're not just going to sit down and say anatomy. Oh, which anatomy? I can pick up my best anatomy book, but I need to go to the right section. So the question is, what is the anatomy of the tooth? Are we interested in just anything other than the tooth? Are we interested in surrounding structures? Yeah? So you might, what is the anatomy of the tooth and surrounding structures? So I, as a tutor, help you form that question. Okay? The next one, the supply of the tooth. So blood supply of the tooth? So what's the question? So it's a special part of the anatomy, isn't it? So what is the blood supply of the tooth? Yeah. Is anyone interested in the nerve supply? Might we look at the nerve and blood supply of the tooth? Because we mentioned that we've done here. And then you want to know what types of infections happen in the tooth. Yeah. The pathology of tooth infection. Yes. What is the pathology of tooth infection? That's a good one. Yeah. So there you are. You've done your first part 1 of a PBL case as a student. Okay. How did you find it? It's challenging for 2 reasons. 1, it's your first time. 2, you're not students. 3, it's in English. It's very challenging. Let's go and have morning tea, and I will be interested in your questions as we continue, okay, from this experience. I would love your confused look. It's just got thinking written all over it. I love that. It's good. I love a thinking student. All right, let's go. Well done, everybody. These are the passes around. They're the continual learning outcomes in the school. Can I also say, I run this case at my institution. I have done this one many, many times with many, many clinicians. And you got further than any group I've ever had. That is the best tooth anatomy picture I've had from my clinicians. So you did a really good job. That's great. Well done.